Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Lion Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I will be fighting a 2,000-point battle between my Dark Angels and Casper's Alpha Legion. So the story that we've got going on here is that the Dark Angels intercepted some information that had related to the possible presence of Cypher and the Fallen here on this planet. So they dispatched a force to go try to go grab him and capture him and take him down. But when they arrived on planet, it turned out that it was actually an Alpha Legion trap that had been set, but not just any Alpha Legion trap. What had happened is that a Thousand Sun sorcerer had been after some lost information, some lost information that had been gone since the time of the heresy, and it had been. But he thinks that it might be possessed by some of the Dark Angels. He thinks that they may be the ones that still hold this information. So he wanted to capture some of the Dark Angels, but it had been failing so far in finding out a way to get them where he could possibly capture them. So he allied himself with the Alpha Legion to set this trap and hopefully capture the Dark Angels unawares and try to take them down. And the Dark Angels obviously are not very happy about this, so they're just going to come down and slaughter some heretics and see who can pull out the victory from there. So that is the story that we've got going on here. We are going to be playing the Kill Confirmed mission from Chapter Approved, which is a Maelstrom mission, so we're going to be using the cards. But on top of that, there's also a kill point component to it. So you score points based upon the cards, but you also score points based upon killing a unit. So you get a point for every unit that's killed, and you get a point for every point that you score in the Maelstrom. So it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game. I think it should be a lot of fun. So we're going to be playing that. So that's the mission. That is the story that we're going with today. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the two armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Dark Angels, I'll be running a battalion detachment. Leading off the detachment, we have Belial, a librarian in Terminator armor, and an interrogator chaplain in Terminator armor. We have two 5-man intercessor squads and one 5-man scout squad with bolters. We have a 5-man Deathwing Knight squad. We have a 10-man Deathwing Terminator squad with 2 Cyclone missile launchers and 4 Thunderhammer storm shields. We have a 5-man Ravenwing Black Knight squad with 1 Ravenwing grenade launcher. We have a 6-man Hellblaster squad. And last but not least, we have a Dark Talon. And for the Alpha Legion, he'll be running a battalion detachment, a patrol detachment, and a spearhead detachment. Leading off the battalion detachment here, we have a Chaos Lord in Terminator armor with a Marca Slanesh with a Combi Plasma and a Power Fist, and a Chaos Lord with a Chainsword and a Bolt Pistol. We have 3 10-man squads of Chaos Cultists with autoguns. We have a 5-man Raptor squad. The champion has a Combi Melta and a Chainsword. 2 guys have bolt pistols and chainswords, and 2 guys have meltaguns. We have a 5-man Chaos Terminator squad. They all have Combi Plasmas. The champion has a Power Fist, and everyone else has Lightning Claws. We have a 5-man squad of Chosen. The champion has a Combi Plasma and a Bolt Pistol, and 4 others have Plasma Guns and Bolt Pistols. So for the Patrol Detachment, leading off here, we have a Chaos Sorcerer in Terminator armor with a Combi Plasma and Force Staff and the Helm of the Third Eye. We have a 9-man Rubric Marine squad with an Aspiring Sorcerer with a Force Staff and Warp Flame Pistol, and 8 guys with Warp Flamers. We have a Chaos Sorcerer with a Jump Pack with a Force Sword and a Combi Plasma. We have 2 5-man Havoc squads. One squad has 4 las cannons. The other squad has 4 missile launchers. And last but not least, we have a 3-man squad of Obliterators. All right, so those are the armies going over deployment now. We've got my Dark Talon here over on this side. We've got my Ravenwing Black Knights over here. We've got my 5-man Intercessor squad here, 6-man Hellblaster squad in the middle. We've got the 5-man Intercessor squad here, 5-man Scout squads with Jenkins, and everything else is going to be in Deep Strike reserves. My 10-man squad of Terminators split because of Combat Squad, and they split 5 and 5, so we've got 1 squad with all the Hammernators and the Sergeant. The other squad has all of the shooting guys. Going over deployment here for the Alpha Legion, we've got a squad of Cultists. We've got the Havoc squad with the missile launchers inside the building here, along with the Chaos Lord. We got another squad of cultists over here, along with the other Havoc squad over here. We've got another squad of cultists over here, and then everything else is in reserve. The Rubric Marines are in the webway. All the guys who have the ability to deep strike are deep striking, and then the Chosen are going to be infiltrating, which he'll place them down based upon what happens with the seas. Speaking of which, we will have him try to, as of right now, the Dark Angels are going to go first, so he will try to seize the initiative looking for a 6.
For the Emperor.
No, yes, for the Emperor. You called the wrong one. That's why I get to go first.
Alpha
Oh, that's the Alpha Legion for the Emperor. All right, so it will be Dark Angels going first. So we'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Dark Angels here on turn 1. All right, so the objectives that I drew here are Defend Objective 2, Advance, and Defend Objective 5. So we will come back to you after movement phase. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 1. My intercessors over here stood still on that objective. Hellblasters just moved up over this way. These intercessors moved up so they can get on the objective. This squad of Terminators dropped in over here. So did my Librarian. So did my Warlord Interrogator Chaplain. And these guys up here, my Ravenwing Black Knights, they advanced up that way, and then I spent a command point on Speed of the Raven. Do I get that command point back? I do not. But they'll be able to shoot and charge as normal. These scouts here stayed still. My Dark Talon moved back over there. He's going to be dropping the Stasis Bomb. We'll come back to that. And these guys and Belial dropped in over here, and I spent 2 command points on Deathwing Assault. Do I get back one of those command points? I do not. All right, so I'm down to 3, but they are going to Deathwing Assault. So first, they are going to fire all of their Storm Bolters into the Cultists, and then they're going to fire the 2 Cyclone Missile Launchers into his Havoc. So we'll go with the Cyclone Missile Launcher shots, or the Storm Bolter shots first. So they are going to be 20 shots here because they've all got Storm Bolters and they are in rapid fire range. Normally they'd be -1 to hit, but they're within 12 inches, so they aren't -1 to hit. So these are going to be hitting on 3s, re-rolling everything because of Belial being there, and them being because of cheese, because of Belial being there, and them being Deathwing. Alrighty, pretty good. These are strengths 4. Looking for toughness 3, so looking for 3s to wound. Here we go. All right, so that was really good. That was I only rolled 2 1s and 2s, 1 of each. So we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 saves. So we'll come back to you with that.
All right, guys.
All right, here we go. 15 saves, looking for 6 ups.
Big promotion.
There's 2, so that means 13. Yeah, they're dead. And that is First Blood. Yeah. All right, and now the crack missiles into his Havocs over there. So we've got 4 shots between them, hitting on 4s because they moved. All right, re-rolling 1s and 2s because of Belial. 3s would not be re-rolled because it's rolled before the adjustment. So that 3 is actually a miss. So we got 3 hits. Wounding on 2s. We've got 2 wounds at AP -2, +1 because of cover, so looking for 4 ups. And he makes 1, loses 1. All right, and now dropping the Stasis Bomb onto the Cultists out there. So we've got 10 dice here. There's 10 guys in that squad looking for 4s for mortal wounds. We've got 5 mortal wounds, exactly statistical. Yeah, -1 to hit because they're Alpha Legion, but still getting the mortal wounds. So 5 are dead. Yeah, all right, that was the movement phase, the most brutal movement phase I've seen in a long time. So we will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so psychic phase. We're going to start out. He's going to cast Smite onto his cultist over here. So looking for 5. Getting it with 7. You don't have your psychers are not on the board right now. They're scared up in space. They might not be coming back. D3 mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound. And then I'm going to cast Righteous Repugnance onto my Terminator squad here. That does not go off. All right, so now my Terminator squad here is going to fire into his Havocs over here. 1 guy is in rapid fire range there. So these going to be, the greens are going to be the Storm Bolters. Yellows are going to be the Crack Missiles. So they're all going to be hitting on, the greens are going to be hitting on 3s. Yellows are going to be hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s and 2s. All right, re-rolling 1s and 2s.
I really need you to make some more misses.
I know. Oof. All right, so I got 2 Storm Bolter misses. So these are going to be wounding on 4s and 2s.
Come on, 1s.
Oh man, I'm known for 1s, so let's see. Looking for 4s and 2s. Well, the 4s. Whoa, there's the 1s. Coming out there with those.
Plan worked.
It did work.
Alpha Legion doing Alpha Legion.
All right, so these are going to be looking for 2s. So we got 4 2-ups, and we've got 2 4-ups. 4 2-ups, 2 4-ups. Hey, 2 4-ups. Makes 1, fails 1, and then we've got 4 2-ups.
Come on, little buddies.
And fails another 1, so that is 2 guys dead. All right, so now Belial is going to fire into the Havocs with his Stormbolter there. So he's going to be hitting on 3s because he's -1 to hit, which is nice because of the Alpha Legion. And now these are going to be wounding on 4s. Getting 1 wound. Yes, I think it's 2 up.
2 up.
And he's good. All right, so now the scouts here are going to fire into the Havocs there. 1 guy is out of range, so it's going to be hitting on, they are -1 to hit, so they're going to be hitting on 4s. Rerolling, no need to reroll anything. All right, they're looking for it. They're looking for it, yeah. That's because they've got the power of Jenkins behind him over here. He's going to be wounded on 4s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 ups. Oh, fails 1. He's going to spend a command point to reroll that into a 3. I usually reroll 1s into 1, so. All right, so now my Interrogator Chaplain's going to fire into the Cultist here, hitting on 3s. All righty. Wounding on 3s. All right, got 2 wounds, 2 6-ups.
Right there.
No, fails on both.
These guys.
And now my Librarian is going to fire into those guys. All right, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s, that's 2 wounds. No, they are dead. All right, so now my Dark Talon's going to fire. He's going to fire the Hurricane Bolters into his Cultists over here, and he's going to fire the Heavy Rift Cannon into the Havocs over there with the last cannon. So we're going to go with the Hurricane Bolters into the Cultists. So these are 24 shots because they're in rapid fire range there. Hitting on 2s because of Strafing Run. All righty. 2 misses. I will take that. These are going to be wounding. I'll come back to you with that. All right, didn't want you to see my shame of not being able to pick up my dice there. I don't think I succeeded. I think you saw my shame. So we got 22 hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s.
You have to plant 1,000,001 dice.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all those 1s and 2s.
That is a lot of 1s and 2s.
The guy forgot how to do his job.
Yeah, he did. Apparently he was firing Nerf bullets over there. All right, so we've got 4, 8, 9. So AP minus nothing. So 9 6-up saves.
Oh, that was -1.
No. 9 6-up saves. No, none of them. So all but 1 guy is dead. And now the Heavy Rift Cannon, heavy D3.
I think that's -1 to hit.
I think there might be more than 12 inches away there.
I mean, technically, it's way up.
Yeah, exactly. He's like really, really high in the air, right? So we got 2. Oh, come back here. All right, I'll just take another one. So that's 2. That's 2 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3 because it's -1 to hit because it's heavy, +1 to hit because of Strafing Run. So that is 1 hit. That's going to be strength 10, so wounding on 2. That is AP minus 3 +1 because they're in cover, so looking for 5s. And he makes it with a 5. All right, so now my Hellblasters are going to fire into these guys over here. They're going to fire, 4 of them can actually see over there, so they're going to be 4 shots. Not going to supercharge, so hitting on 3s. Hitting on 4s, sorry, because it's -1 to hit. Thank you very much. So it's 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. Oh, okay, that is 1 wound. AP -4, so a 6-up save. No, 1 dead. All right, so now my Intercessors here are going to fire into the Havocs. We've got 5 shots. Hitting on 4s because it's more than 12 inches away, and they are Alpha Legion. All right, re-rolling 1s because, oh no, they did move, so not getting to re-roll those 1s. Looking for 4s. Okay. So it's an AP -1 though, so 3-up save. And he's good. The sergeant from this squad is going to fire into them, hitting on 4s because he's they're more than 12 inches away. So that's 1 hit. Whoa, come back here. Wounding on a 4. That is a wound. That is a save. And now my Ravenwing Black Knights are going to fire into his Havocs over here. So we're going to go with the Plasmas first. Not going to supercharge. So these are going to be hitting on 3s because they're within 12 inches. All right.
Are you sure you don't want to supercharge?
Yeah, I am real glad I did not supercharge those.
Oh man, I would have supercharged.
Oh, wounded on 3s. So that is 4 wounds at AP -3, so 5 ups because they're in cover. Ooh, makes 2 and 2 failed. Dead. And now the grenade launcher is going to fire the crack shot, so 2 shots hitting on 3s because within 12. Okay, wounding on strength 6, so wounded on 3s. That is a wound. AP -2, so looking for 4 up. Ooh, 1 is dead. So that is it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my Terminators are going to charge into his chosen over there. So they are going to fire Overwatch. They are going to supercharge the front guy first. Nothing there, and the next guy. He is way dead. Next guy is dead.
Yeah.
No.
No, I guess I have to pick them out one at a time.
And then you got the next guy. Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no. No, and the next guy.
Does.
And no, nothing there. So there's 2 that are still alive, but no hits.
Get some hits now.
So we got a 9-inch charge. And they are in. Alright, so that's it for charges. We're going to go into a fight phase here. We're going to go with the Thunderhammer guys first. 2 attacks each, hitting on 4s. Oh boy, that is real good. Alright, these are going to be wounding on 2s. Alright, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds at AP -3, so 4 6-ups. No, and they are dead. Alright, so that is it for the fight phase, end of the Dark Angel's turn here. He is going to have his leadership test here, so they lost 4 guys, 4 plus. 1 is good, and then 3 lives lost there, 3 plus.
4 plus.
4 plus, yeah. So we lost 3. Yeah. 3 plus 3 is 6. They are good too. So that is it for the morale test. That is it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 1. I've started defending objective 2, and I've started defending objective 5, but I have neither of them so far, and I'm going to get rid of advance because I want to stick back here in my deployment zone. So that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here. We'll come back to you with the cards drawn for Alpha Legion here on turn 1. All right, so the cards drawn here for my opponent here, he got Secure Objective 6, Assassinate, and Secure Objective 2. So we'll come back to you after movement phase. All right, movement phase for the Alpha Legion here on turn 1. This Havoc stood still. These Havoc stood still. His Chaos, what is it? Not Champion, what is he?
Chaos Lord.
Lord, thank you. Moved up over that way. In dropped from reserves his Raptors over here. His Rubric Marines came out of the webway over here, and his Warlord and the Sorcerer, the Thousand Sun Sorcerer, dropped in over here. His Terminators dropped in over here. His Lord in Terminator armor and his Sorcerer with a jump pack dropped in back over here, and his Obliterators dropped in over here. So that's it for the movement phase. When these guys dropped in, I declared Auspex again, but I wanted to show it to you guys on camera. And my opponent said, "Yeah, sounds good."
I didn't get to ask.
Yeah, that's right. I just said I was going to do it, so he had to accept it. So it would be 2 command points. Let me see if I get one of those back.
5 plus, I get it back.
Yeah, he will get it back on a 5 plus, and I'll get it back on a 5 plus as well. I don't get it back, and my opponent doesn't get it. So I'm down to 1 command point.
Can I spend a command point and roll that?
Yeah, I've done that before, and it's hilarious. It loses me all my command points. All right, so now they are going to fire into him. They're all in rapid fire range. So they've got their the bolt rifles. So they're going to be firing, hitting on 4s because it's -1 to hit because of Auspex scan. Are they out of 12 inches? Oh, okay. My opponent's messing with my brain. He's definitely an Alpha Legion, player here, messing with my brain. I was like, of course it can't be out of 12, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do the Auspex scan. Come on, Phil, stick with it. So hitting on 4s here.
My plan's working.
It's totally working. Hitting on 4s, but they did move on their movement phase, so that is a lot of misses. So 3 hits.
My plan worked.
Oh, it did. Wounding on 4s. Getting 3 wounds at AP -1, so 3 ups. And he fails 1, so 1 takes a wound.
Sure.
All right, so starting off the Psychic phase, his Aspiring Sorcerer is going to cast Weaver of Fates onto those guys. So he's looking for a 6. Does not get it. All right, so now he is going, his Sorcerer over here is going to cast Death Hex onto my Ravenwing Bikers over there.
So he's casting. Familiar is +1 to Psychic.
So he has a Familiar, so it's +1 to his Psychic test because it's the first cast that he's doing.
Warlord traits another
+1. Warlord's another +1, so it's looking for a 6 total, right?
Yep.
No, does not get it. He's going to spend a command point to reroll one of those, and he gets it there.
Right.
Looking for, so that is actually a
9,
10, 11. I would need a 12 to break it. Ugh. No, I can't do that. And now he's going to cast Warp Time onto his Rubric Marines over there.
Need a 5.
Needs a 5 because of his Warlord trait. No, does not go off. All right, so now he's going to, this sorcerer is going to cast Delightful Agonies onto his Obliterators.
So 6.
Looking for a 6. That goes off with a 6. I'm going to let it go.
All right.
And now he's going to cast Prescience onto the Terminators over there.
I can supercharge. And
There we go. That's true.
I need
Needs
a
a
7.
Looking for a 7. Ooh, does not get it with a 6.
So,
All right, so that's it for the second phase. Into the Shusting phase, his Raptors here are going to fire into my Flyer. So we've got 3 Melta and a Bolt Pistol. So we're going to go with the Meltas first. -1 to hit because of hard to hit. So looking for 4s. Getting 2 hits. Strength 8, looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 1 wound. AP -4, so that's going to go straight through. Not in Melta range, but within range, so just looking for D6, so 1 wound. All right, so now the 2 missile launchers from the Havocs, they're going to fire into my Ravenwing Black Knights over here. He did Death Hex, so I don't have the whatchamacallit, the invul save anymore. So here we go. We're going to have 2 shots. They're going to be hitting on 3s.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s because of the Chaos Lord, but no need to. Those are both hits.
All right, and then
Wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds.
-2, good sir.
AP -2, so we've got 2 5-up saves. And I make one of them. And it's D3 wounds. That's 3. He's dead. And now the last cannon Havoc's going to fire into my bikers over here. So hitting on a 3. Ooh, no hit. All right, so now the Obliterators here are going to fire into my bikers. So you have to roll for their weapons. So we've got Strength 6 plus. It's going to be 9, Strength 9, pretty brutal. Then it's going to be AP -1.
My bad.
It's all good. He'll survive. And then doing D3 damage. 2 damage, which is good against bikers. So there we go. So we've got 4 shots each. So we have 12 shots. Within 6 inches of the Lord, who keeps sliding down, but he was within 6 inches. I promise you. If he has slid, that's you know, that's gravity's fault, not my opponent. So.
He's still within 6.
Yeah, so he's still within 6, which is good now. But if I keep laughing, the shockwave might make him jiggle down there. So we're gonna have 12 shots here. These are going to be hitting on 3s.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s because of the Lord there. So we got a couple 1s there.
We got 1 miss.
1 miss and 2 rerolls, both into hits. That's pretty brutal. So these are Strength 9, so wounding on 3s.
Because we gotta be toughness 5.
Yeah, big old toughness 5, bros. All right, so we got a whole bunch. Wow,
8.
that's 8 wounds going in there. So we got 6.
We got some Hydra heads too.
Yeah, a couple of Hydra heads there. So we got 8. Oh, get back your dice. All right, so we got 8 AP -1, so 8 4-up saves. Oh, I can't even. Nope, that is yeah, that is yeah. Oh yeah, you definitely did. That is 6 go through and at 2 wounds each. Yeah, that's the whole squad. Brutal. All right, so now his Terminators are going to fire into my Intercessors over here. He's not going to supercharge, so we've got we're going to have 5 plasma shots coming in here, hitting on 3s. Oh no, 2, twice as many. So it's going to be 10 shots because there's 5 guys there. They've got their hitting on 3s.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s because they're within 6 inches of this guy. So rerolling the 1s. Alrighty, so that's pretty good. These are going Strength 7, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 2 wounds at AP -3 +1 because they're in cover there, so looking for 5 ups. And I make one of them. All right, so now his Chaos Lord here is going to fire into my Hellblasters over here. Not going to supercharge, so hitting on a 2.
Rerolling 1.
Rerolling 1s because of himself. All right, so that is a hit. This is going to be Strength 7, looking for a 3. No wound. And now the Sorcerer is going to do the same thing into there. So he's going to be hitting on 3s or 2s? 3, right? Yeah. Okay, so hitting on a 3.
Rerolling 1.
Rerolling 1. No 2. All right, so now his Sorcerer here is going to fire into my Librarian over there. So he's going to be hitting on a 2.
Hitting on a 3.
Oh, no, hitting on a 3, sorry.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s because of himself. All right, that's a hit. Strength 7.
3s.
No, no wound.
Man.
All right, at the end of the shooting phase, my opponent is going to spend 2 command points on Endless Cacophony to shoot his obliterators again, and he is going to fire them
Your hell blasters.
into my hell blasters over here. So let's see how they do. So we've got strength 6 plus 4, plus 2, plus 4. Strength 10, so it's strength 8, still wound on 2. That's not bad. AP minus 3, which is pretty brutal. And then we've got
1
damage. 2 damage, which is good against Hellblasters. Oh man, or against not intercessors, against Primaris. That's the way to do it. Against Hellblasters, but also Primaris in general. That is the way to do it. So we're gonna have 12 shots coming in here. So these are going to be re-rolling ones because of them. So hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s, couple more 1s.
I don't see any more ones.
All right, so that is all hits except for those 2. So these are going to be strength 8, so wounding on 2s.
All right, let's do this, dice.
All right, got a couple 1s in there, but I don't think enough. So that's going to be 9 wounds.
At minus 3.
So we got 9 wounds at minus 3. So these are going to be AP, looking for 6 ups, so show me them fill faces. Making 2 of them, which means that there is enough to wipe the whole squad. Brutal! All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, his Terminators are going to charge into my Intercessors over here, so they're going to fire Overwatch 10 shots, hitting on 6s.
7s, minus 1.
Minus 1 to hit because of 6s, because of Alpha Legion. So we've got 1 hit, wounding on a 4. No wound there. So they need a 9-inch charge to get in. And they are in. Another Chaos Lord's going to charge. He's 9 inches away. Oh, he does not make it.
He does not.
And now the Sorcerer is going to charge in 9 inches as well. We'll get him in. No. All right, so that's it for the assault into the fight phase. His Terminators are going to attack into my Intercessors. We're going to go with the Lightning Claws first. So there's 4 guys with 2 attacks each for those. Hitting on 3s. Those 3 6s are going to allow them to get an additional 3 hits because of Death to the False Emperor.
Or the Emperor.
And all right, so got another hit on there. These are now strength 4, so wounding on 4s, re-rolling wounds because they're lightning claws. All right, re-rolling those wounds. You can re-roll. That one fell out of your hand.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
6.
So we've got 6 wounds in there. AP minus 3. Right?
Minus 2.
Oh, is it minus 2? Hold on, we'll find this out. All right, it is minus 2, so looking for 5 ups. Making 2 of them, so that means that 2 guys are going to be dead. And now the champion is going to attack with his Power Fist, hitting on 4s.
Oh, and he missed. He got tired.
All right, so now my Intercessors are going to attack back, so we've got 7 attacks over here, hitting on 3s. Alrighty then. These are going to be wounding on 4s. All right, so we've got 2 wounds, 2 up saves. Makes them both. Oops, and we forgot to do this. He had said he was going to do it, and then we, because of pausing for whatever's, we forgot to do this. So these Raptors are going to charge into my Dark Talon over here. So first, we're going to fire Overwatch. So I'm going to roll over here because I got a lot of dice. So, so we're going to do the Hurricane Bolters first. 24 shots, hitting on 6s. All right, getting 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Looking for 4s to wound. Getting 3 wounds, 3 ups. Fails 1. And then the Heavy Rift Cannon. 1 shot, looking for a 6. Show me that fill face. No, that was close. It was so close. Anyway, they need a 9-inch charge. Oh, and they are way in. All right, so now his Raptors are going to attack in here. We've got the champion who has a chainsword over there, and he has 2 attacks base, so that's 3 attacks. One of the other guys has a chainsword, so that's another 2 attacks. And then the other 2 guys just have 1 attack each. So we're looking at a total of 7 attacks here, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Wounding on 5s.
Come on.
Getting 3 wounds.
Is there any 6s on that? I didn't think so.
No, not on the attack, no. So that's going to be 3 wounds. Looking for 3 up. AP0, so 3 up armor saves. You kidding me?
Yeah.
Their fists did more work than their melt-a-guns.
Well, it was a joke.
Oh, man. Brutal. All right, now the pilot's going to try to dip his wing strategically and try to knock him on the head here. So we've got 3 attacks here, hitting on 6s, showing them fill faces. Getting 1. Oh, man, do this. Strength 6, wounded on the 3. Yeah, with another fill face, that's gotta mean something. 3-up armor save. Oh, and he matches it with a Hydra. All right, so my opponent on objective 6, we're actually contesting over there because I've got objective secured with my intercessors over there. My opponent did not kill a character, and he's gonna get rid of secure objective 2, which I actually score my secure objective 2, defend objective 2 on his turn there. But my defend objective 5, he shot me off of right there. So that is it for the Alpha Legion turn here on turn 1. So we will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Dark Angels on turn 2. All right, so I drew no prisoners and defend objective 4. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn, 2. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 2. My Deathwing Knights dropped in over here, 9 inches away from his Obliterators. These Intercessors stood still. These Intercessors stayed in combat. These Terminators moved up over towards him. Both of my characters are moving up this way. Scouts stood still over here. These Terminators and Belial moved up towards those guys. And my Dark Talon over here pivoted 90 degrees, came right over here at 20 and a half inches over this way. So that is good. Yeah, she's looking for it just as I planned, not completely by accident. So that is it for the movement phase for the Dark Angels here. We will come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so starting off the Psychic phase, he is going to cast Righteous Repugnance onto my Terminators there, looking for a 7. Getting it with a 7.
Probably am.
He is going to, he might be trying to deny it. We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
All right, he is going to try to deny with it, looking for an 8. No, just getting the 7. He's actually set a command point to reroll that, and he denies it. All right, so now he is going to smite into them over there. So looking for 5. Getting it with 5. He is going to deny over here. Looking for a 6, and he gets it with 6. Yeah. All right, start off the shooting phase. Both of these characters are going to fire. They're going to fire into him over here. So they are more than 12 inches away.
He is not. Actually.
He's not actually. So we have to do these separately now because. He's out. I think he's out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So he's out. So we're going to have both of them are going to fire into him. So we're going to have 4 shots hitting on 4s because of Alpha Legion. Alrighty, so that's 2 hits, wounding on 4s. Got 2 wounds, 2-ups. Oh, and he is dead. So starting over here is going to fire into the Raptors, getting 2 shots, -1 to hit. So hitting on 4s, getting 1 hit. No wound. My Hellblasters here, Hellblasters, I wish they were Hellblasters. These Intercessors here are going to fire into his Obliterators. So we got 5 shots, -1 to hit because of them being Alpha Legion. So we're hitting on 4s. Rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve, they did not move. So that is 2 hits that we've got in there. Wounding on 4s. That is 2 wounds at -1.
3-ups.
So 3-ups. Ooh, and 2 wounds. That's 1 guy
ups.
Dead. 5-up because of the thing. Oh, he's still alive. Delightful Agnes is the thing I was trying to think of. All right, so now my Dark Talon is going to fire into his Rubric Marines over here. So we're going to go with the Hurricane Bolters first. We've got 24 shots here because they're in rapid fire range, hitting on 2s. All right. Few more 1s this time than last time. All right, so we got that was 6 misses there. These are now going to be wounding on toughness 4, right?
Yes.
So wounding on 4s. That one's cocked. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 wounds that are going to be coming in here. AP nothing, so 9 3-ups.
1 damage, right?
1 damage each. So it's because they get +1 all his dust. So these are going to be 9 2-up saves here.
Yes, sir.
And makes all of them because of that plus. No, that's good.
The non-Alpha Legion.
And now the Rift Cannon is going to be fired in here. So heavy D3, 1 shot, hitting on a 3 because of strafing run and -1 because of movement. That is a hit. Strength 10, wounding on a 2. That is a wound. AP -3. 5-up invul. No, goes through. So that is, they're just 1 wound each, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's now, because he's done a wound to the unit, the Rift Vortex table gets to roll. On a 3-up, he'll do D3 mortal wounds. Yeah, with the 3-up, D3 mortal wounds. There we go with 3 mortal wounds. That's good. And now my Terminators here are going to fire their Storm Bolters into the Havocs, and they're going to fire their the Crack Missiles into the Raptors over there. So we're going to go with the Storm Bolters first, hitting on 3s, because they're within 12 there. Rerolling because of good old Belial. All right. These are now going to be wounding on 4s.
How many shots do they get?
4 shots each because they're in rapid fire.
Oh, so that's wow.
Yeah, that's why it makes a big difference. So wounding on 4s. Rolling a fair number of 3s and 2s here. All right, so we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 wounds into those into them. Looking for 2 up saves here. And failing one of them, so 1 did. And now we've got the 2 crack missiles firing into them. It's going to be hitting on 5s because it's -1 for moving because of being heavy, and -1 because of whatchamacallit, -1 because of them being Alpha Legion. I was going to say being jerk faces, but Alpha Legion is the real answer. Yeah, I'm going to supercharge these ones. So hitting on 5s, rerolling 1s and 2s. All right, getting 2 hits and missing on 1s and 2s. And getting no more hits, so that worked out. Strength 8, so wounding on 2s. That is 1 wound. AP minus 3 or 2. Let's see if it makes a difference. It does not. So one guy is dead. And now Belial's going to fire into his Havoc up there, hitting on 2s because he's within 12. Rerolling because of himself. All right, that's 4 hits. Wounding on 4s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 ups. Oh, and he's good. All right, so 1 scout is now in range of that Havoc over there, hitting on a 4 because he's Alpha Legion. Nope, that is not a hit. All right, so now my Primaris Marines are going to fire their bolt pistols into the Terminators. Pistols at dawn. Here we go, hitting on 3s because I think they're within 12 inches. Yeah. All right, so 3 hits, wounded on 4s. That is 2 wounds. 2 up saves. Makes them both. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, we're going to start with my Deathwing Knights charging into his Obliterators. So his Obliterators will have strength 4 plus, or strength 7, AP minus 2, and then doing 2 damage each. So we've got 12 shots that will be coming from that. All right, so 12 shots hitting on 6s, re-rolling 1s because of the Lord. So that's a couple hits. Rerolling 1s because of the Lord. Nope, no other hit. So that's 3 hits at strength 7, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 2 wounds.
-2.
At AP minus 2. So we're going to have 3 up invul saves because of the shields there. And I make, it's going to be 1 dead. I really want to make that charge, so I'm just going to take the 1 guy dead there. All right, I really need this to come off now. So 9-inch charge. Don't even do that. Here we go. 9 inches. And I make it! Woo! And now my Interrogator Chaplain is going to charge into the Terminators over here, looking for 7 inches. No, not getting it. And now my Terminators are going to charge into the Terminators, looking for 6-inch charge here. Oh, I am going to spend my last command point on here. Do I get the command point back first? I do not. Does he get a command point on a 5-up? No. And then, so everyone's out of command points now. Now, all right. I need this to be a 2 or more.
1.
Don't do it. Oh, just barely, but I will take it. All right, now my Terminators here are going to charge into his Havoc and his Chaos Lord over here. So Overwatch from them. So what are we going to do? Crack missile or frag?
I do the strength 8 one.
Okay, so the crack missile looking for a 6. Nope. And then the Lord here. No, nothing there. So they need a 9-inch charge to get in.
9 to 12.
No, not getting in. And now we're going to start by activating my Terminators in the fight phase over here. So 4 of them got into combat over here, but the 1 guy back there did not make it in with the 3-inch consolidate. So he's going to have, but they're within 6 inches of the Interrogator Chaplain there. So we're going to go with the 3 Thunderhammers that got into combat first. So this is going to be 6 attacks, hitting on 4s because it's -1 to hit because of Thunderhammers, but re-rolling 1s and 2s because of the Interrogator Chaplain. So that's going to be 2 rerolls there. Okay, not meant to be. So we got 4 hits though. These are going to be wounding on 2s. That is 4 wounds at AP -3, so 4 5-ups. Making 2 of them, so 2 are going to be dead. And now the Sergeant is going to attack with his Power Sword. So he's got 3 attacks hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of the interrogator chaplain. So we got three hits. Wounding on 4s. No, not getting anything. All right, so now we're gonna activate my Deathwing Knights. So the 3 of them are the 3 guys with the maces are gonna attack in. So we got 2 attacks each from them, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. So we've got 4 hits, strength times 2, so wounding on 2s. I'm gonna, that's 2 wounds. AP minus 3. Oh, AP minus 2, sorry.
4 ups.
4 ups, makes 1, fails 1, so 1 guy is going to be dead.
3 damage.
Delightful Agnes, 5 ups. No, that 1 guy is dead. And now the Nightmaster is gonna attack in. He's got his 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. That's all hits. Strength plus 2, so wounding on 3s. That is going to be 2 wounds. AP minus 3, so 2 5-ups. No, fails them both, so that's going to be 4 wounds. So Delightful Agnes, so we've got just 4 5-ups because of that. No, fails them all, so the first guy is dead, and because they've got the flail has the specific rule that allows wounds to carry over, it carries over to that guy, so he's down to 2 wounds. And then I'm going to activate my my intercessors over there. So we're going to have 7 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, not getting to reroll because they're not within 6 inches of the interrogator chaplain. Wounding on 4s, getting 1 wound, 2 up, and he's good. All right, so now the champion is going to, he's going to activate the Terminators. The champion is going to attack into Terminators. The other 2 guys are going to go into the Intercessors. So we're going to go with the champion first with his Power Fist, hitting on 4s into the Terminators, getting 1 hit, wounding on a 2. That is a wound. Minus 3, so 3 up invul save with one of the guys with that Storm Shield. And he's good. Woo! And now the Lightning Claws into my Intercessors over there. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, so we got 3 hits. And wounding on 4s. Rerolling because of the claws. So that is 2 wounds at AP minus 2, so looking for 5 ups. And I failed them both.
Can I put it into these guys?
All right, so now his Obliterator, he asked if he could put the attacks on the Terminators. I think he's a little bit out of attack
I think I got this.
Yeah, he might be a little bit out of range there.
Rerolling ones.
Rerolling ones because of him, so these are 3 attacks hitting on rerolling 1s, definitely hitting on 6s.
Yeah, 3s.
Looking for 3s. Do they have Death to the False Emperor?
They do.
They do, so that's going to be an additional 2 attacks there because of that 6s. Look at me remembering things.
And
rerolling the 1. Nope,
right,
not meant to be on that one. So 4 hits out of 3 attacks. Gotta love chaos, right?
Yeah.
And these are strength 5, so looking for 3s. Getting 3 wounds.
AP 0.
AP 0, so 3 2-ups.
Come on, some 1s.
Getting 1 1. Ugh. And that is it for the turn. So we've got leadership over on these guys. They lost 4 guys, so 4 plus 1 is 5, and they are good to go. So that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here. I did not get Defend Objective 5. I'm actually going to get rid of Defend Objective 5 because I'm moving away from that over there. I did not get no prisoners because I didn't kill something in the fight phase. But I did start. Did I start Defend Objective 4? No, I didn't even start Defend Objective 4. It was a rough turn for my objectives. So, but that is going to be it for the Dark Angel's turn here. So we will come back to you after with the cards drawn. He has 1 more card to draw, so we'll come back to you with the cards drawn for Alpha Legion here on turn 2. All right, so my opponent drew Secure Objective 6, Assassinate, and Defend Objective 5. So we'll come back to you after movement phase. All right, movement phase for the Alpha Legion here. His Obliterator fell back out of combat. The Lord and the Sorcerer are moving up over this way. His Terminator stayed in combat over there. His Raptors jumped up onto the objective over here. This Lord is running like a little baby over here. Yes, he's supporting these guys and not running away from the Terminators.
Part of the plan.
All part of the plan, of course. The indecipherable plan of the Alpha Legion.
You know that guy's actually.
Well, yeah, he's actually Alfarius up there, holding strong.
Or is it that guy?
Yeah, or is it him? He might be Alfarius. If he's Alfarius, I think the Alpha Legion is in trouble.
It's part of the plan.
All part of the plan. So his Thousand Sun Sorcerer moved up over this way. His Rubric Marines moved up towards my flyer because they have flamers, which is the anti-air of the 8th edition. And that is it for the movement phase. So we'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so starting off the psychic phase, his sorcerer here with the jump pack is going to cast Prescience onto his Terminators over there. So looking for a
7.
Getting it with a 9. Yeah, I'm just going to let that one go. And now he's going to cast Delightful Agonies onto the Terminators.
6+.
Looking for a 6, getting it with another 9. That one I am going to try to deny. So he gets within 12 inches of my librarian there, so he's going to get +1 to this. So I'm looking for a 9 to deny him. Oh, I saw that 4 and I was hoping. All right, so now his Thousand Sun Sorcerer here is going to cast Death Hex onto my Terminators over here. So he gets +1 because of the Familiar, since this is his first power, and +1 because of his Warlord trait. So looking for a 6, and it goes off with a 6, and I can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And now he's going to cast Smite onto my Warlord over there.
5.
Going off with an 8, or 9, because of +1 because of Warlord trait. So, here we go. 1 wound. And then he's going to cast Smite onto him here. So looking for a 6 now because of the beta rules. Going off with a 10, but it becomes a 9. So D3. Getting 2 wounds. All right, so we're starting off the shooting phase with these guys flaming into my into the flyer over here. So the guy with the pistol's not close enough, but the other guys are. So we're gonna have 4 D6 hits. Getting 8, 9, 10, 12 hits. All right, so wounding on 5s. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds.
-2, good sir.
4 -2, so we've got 4, 5 ups. And I make 3 of them. I'll take that. Now the Havoc over there is going to fire into my flyer over here. That's going to be -1 to hit, so hitting on a 4. Rerolling 1s because he's within 6 inches of a Lord. No hit. All right, and these Raptors here are going to fire into the Librarian over here because as much as he's the closest, beta rules state that characters do not block other characters. So they're going to fire into the Librarian over there. So we got 3 Melt-A-Shots here, hitting on 3s.
3s, rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s. All hits. So this is strength 8, wounding on 2s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 5-up invul saves. Oh, Inception into another one. That is rough. So, 2d6 damage. Yeah, wow, 11 damage. Wait, 11 -1, carry the... He did! He really hates Alpha Legion, so he's actually minus 10 to any wound roll, so he's actually still alive. Just kidding, he's totally dead. All right, his Lord here is going to fire into my Deathwing Knights. He's not going to supercharge, so hitting on 2s.
Yep, rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s, both hits.
Wounding
on 3s. Getting, whoa, that's cocked, yeah. Getting 1 wound. AP -3, so 3 up invul save. Ooh, come on! Why you gotta do that to me? All right, so now his Sorcerer is gonna fire into my flyer over there, so he's gonna be hitting on 4s.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s. That is a hit. Wounding on 5.
3.
That is not a wound. Oh, he's got a. Oh, that was a plasma from him. That
was a plasma.
No, he's got the. One second. Sorry, it was plasma. My bad. I forgot. It was that guy I was thinking about. So yes. So that is -3. So looking for a 6. No, fails that. So that is a 1 wound. And now his Sorcerer here is going to fire into him with his plasma, hitting on a 4.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s because of himself, which is pretty good there. That's a hit.
3s.
That is a wound. Looking for a 6. No 6. And now this Lord is going to fire into the Terminators over here, hitting on a 2. Rerolling 1s because of himself, but no need.
And a 4.
Oh, that's a wound.
That's actually AP -10.
AP -10 because of Alpha Legion shenanigans. JK, 2-up armor save. And he's good. And that's it for shooting phase. Into the assault phase, his Lord is going to charge into my Terminators over here. So, needing like a 2-inch charge. Yeah, he's in. And now the Sorcerer is going to charge into my Terminators. Oh, they did not make it. And now the Sorcerer is going to try to charge into them. Needs 11 inches to get in. No, not in.
Alpha Legion, so it's +2 to hit.
All right, so now we're going to fight into the fight phase now. His Lord is going to attack into my Terminators. He's got 4 attacks, hitting on 3s because it's -1 hit with his Power Fist.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s because of himself. I got the 1-2 miss. That's 3 hits. These are now strength 8, so wounding on 2s. Making 1 wound, AP -3, so looking for a 5-up save because of armor, because he he got Death Hex off on them, so 5 up. No, failed that. D3 wounds. 3 wounds, so one guy's dead. And now the Terminators are going to activate. Champion's going to attack into the Terminators over here. The other guys are going to attack into my Intercessors over there. So we're going to go with the Power Fist from the Champion first. Hitting on 4s. No, rerolling 1 though. So that's 1 hit. Wounding on a 2. No wound. And now the Lightning Claws are going to go in there. Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s because of the Lord there. So that's all hit. Oh, there's 2 6s, you get 2 more attacks in.
You're all right.
And rerolling 1. Reroll that 1.
Yep.
All right, so that is going to be 5 hits on, or
that was 6.
That was 6 hits. So yeah, total of 6.
Yep.
On 4 attacks. So hitting on wounding on 4s. So that is going to be rerolling because of Lightning Claws. So that is going to be 6 wounds.
-2.
6 -2. Where was this on his Power Fist? Yeah. He's wondering. So 6 -2. So looking for 5-up saves. And I failed enough to kill the rest of that squad. All right, so now my Hammernators are going to attack into his Terminators. So we've got 6 attacks from them, hitting on 4s, not getting to any rerolls because I'm outside of 6 inches now. All right, so that is going to be, wait 1 second. Turns out they are within 6. I'm just really bad at judging distance. So these were 1s and 2s, so these get to reroll. Back into 1, so no hits there. So we got 4 hits. Wounding on 2s.
Need a bunch more 1s.
You're getting 1 so that's 3 wounds. AP -3, so 5 ups. Ooh, making 2. 3 damage, delightful agonies.
Come on.
No, not enough, so that's 1 guy dead. And now my Sergeant's gonna attack in. He's got his 3 attacks. That's all hits. Wounding on 4s. Into these guys, yeah. Getting 2 wounds, AP -3.
5 ups.
5 ups, making 1, and just 1 damage.
Yeah.
And he's good with the delightful agonies. All right, so that's the end of the turn there. No one's got to take morale tests, so he did kill a character, got assassinated. He did secure Objective 6 because he's got the 2 units within there, and he's started on Defend Objective 5. So that is it for the movement phase. Movement phase. What am I thinking? Anyway, that's it for the Alpha Legion turn here on turn 2. So we'll come back to you after movement phase, or with the cards drawn for the Dark Angels on turn 3. All right, so I still have no prisoners, Defend Objective 4, and Blood and Guts. So we will have, I got to kill something in close combat. We'll see what happens. So we'll come back to you after the movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn, 3. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 3. My Intercessors over here stood still. My Scouts stood still. My Terminators and Belial moved up this way. My Interrogator Chaplain moved over this way. My Deathwing Knights moved over this way, and these Terminators stayed in combat. Oh, and my Flyer, my Dark Talon, dropped into hover mode and just pivoted looking on them. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We will, my Psyker's dead, so we will just come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting the shooting phase, my Intercessors are going to fire into his Raptors over there. So we got 5 attacks, 5 shots hitting on 4s because it's -1 to hit because of Alpha Legion shenanigans. Rerolling 1s because they didn't move. All right, so that is 4 hits. Wounding on 4s. Getting 3 wounds at AP -1, +1 because they're in cover. 3 ups. Makes them all. So now my Dark Talon's going to fire into his Rubric Marines. We're going to go with the Hurricane Bolters first. So we've got 24 shots here. Would be hitting on 5s because he's on his last profile, but +1 because of strafing runs, so hitting on 4s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so that was 13 hits. These are going to be wounding on 4s. Not good. So that is going to be 4 wounds. It's only 1 damage, so he gets +1, so these are going to be 2 ups. And he makes them all. Now we have the Rift Cannon firing in there. Heavy Rift Cannon, D3 shots. Getting 3 shots. Again, he didn't move, so this is going to be hitting on 4s. Come on. And now my Terminators are going to fire into his Raptors over there. So we're going to be firing, the greens are going to be the bolters, storm bolters. Yellows are going to be the crack grenades, crack missiles. They're going to be, the crack missiles are going to be hitting on 5s. The storm bolters are going to be hitting on 4s because of moving, and then -1 because of Alpha Legion because I'm outside of 12 inches. So these are going to be hitting on 4s and 5s. Rerolling not 3s but 1s and 2s because of Belial over there. All right. Pretty good. These are now going to be wounding on 2s and 4s. All right. So we have 4 2-ups, and we've got 4 2-ups and 2 4-ups. 2 4-ups. Fails them both, so that's going to be 2 guys dead, and then we got 4 2-ups. And kills the other guy. That's the squad. All right, my Deathwing Knights are going to be charging into his Terminators and into his Obliterator over here. So his Obliterator is going to have strength 6 plus 2, so strength 8, which is pretty good. AP minus 3, oh, minus 2, and then doing 3 damage. So here we go. These are going to be 4 shots here, hitting on 6s, rerolling 1s because of the Lord there. Reroll those 2 1s. No, nothing there. So their charge distance is totally in. My Interrogator Chaplain is going to charge into his Chaos Lord and his Terminators over here. And he makes it. All right, my Terminators over here are going to charge into the Havoc and the Lord. So Overwatch from the Havoc.
Yeah, it's strength 8 1.
Ooh, that's a hit. Wounded on 2. Whoa. That's a wound. 5 up, invul save. No, goes through. 1 damage. And now their charge distance. Oh, the bolt pistol over here. Sorry.
Hitting on 6.
Hitting on 6. No, nothing there. So now their charge distance. 2 inches is not enough. That is killer. That is super killer. All right, so now moving into the fight phase, we're gonna activate my Deathwing Knights. The Knight Master is gonna attack into the Obliterator. The 2 other Knights are gonna attack into the Terminators. So we're gonna go with the ones into the Terminators first. So we got 4 attacks here, hitting on 3s, re-rolling because of the Interrogator Chaplain there. Not meant to be. So that's going to be 3 hits, strength 8, so wounding on 2s. That is 3 wounds at AP minus 2, so 3 4-ups. And fails 1 of them, that's 3 damage, so 1 of them is dead. 5 up because of Delightful Agonies. No, so now 1 is dead. And now the Knightmaster into his Obliterator. We got 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of the Interrogator Chaplain. Okay, 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds with fill faces. So here we go. That's AP minus 3. No, that goes through. So he is dead.
Oh, well.
And now the Interrogator Chaplain is going to attack into his Lord over here. So we got 3 attacks hitting on 2s. Rerolling because of himself. That is 3 hits. Strength plus 1, so wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds at AP minus 1, so 2 3-ups. He fails 1 of them, so that is 2 damage. All right, so now we're going to have the Terminators are going to activate. The 2 of the Hammernators are going to go into the Lord, 1 Hammernator, and the Sergeant are going to go into the Terminator. So we're going to go with the 2 Hammernators into his Lord over there. So we've got 4 attacks, hitting on 4s because of it being unwieldy. Rerolling 1s and 2s. All right, so that's 3 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is 3 wounds. 5 up invul, 4 up invuls. And he fails 1 of them, so that's 3 damage.
Goes down.
And now the 1 Hammernator into his Terminator there, rerolling 1s and 2s because of the Interrogator Chaplain. So that's 1 hit. That is 1 wound.
1 5 up.
1 5 up, and 3 wounds, so 3 5-ups. No, he fails it and he's dead.
Swinging in.
All right, so now his Lord's going to attack into the Terminators. So we've got 4 attacks, hitting on 3s.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s because of himself. That one's cocked. All right, so that's 4 hits, and 2 of them are 6s. They hate the Emperor, so those are not hits. So that is 4 hits. Strength, looking for 2s. That is going to be 2 wounds. AP minus 3 because of the Death Hex is still on them, so it's going to be 5 ups. And I make 1 of them, D3, and that's 2 wounds. That is a dead Terminator. All right, and that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here. Nobody has to take morale tests. I scored no prisoners. I killed 3 units, his Obliterators, his Terminators, and the Raptors. So that's D3 for that. Getting 1 for that. And then I got 1 for Blood and Guts because I couldn't kill that Lord there with 1 wound left. So I only killed 2 in the fight phase. So I got 1 point for that. So not bad, but could be better. So that is going to be it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 3. We'll come back to you after movement with the cards drawn for the Alpha Legion on turn 3. All right, so my opponent drew Domination, Secure Objective 5, and Defend Objective 5. Or he still has Defend Objective 5 because he didn't get it because I shot him off there. So we will come back to you after his movement phase. All right, movement phase for the for Alpha Legion here. His Lord stayed in combat over here. His Sorcerer fell back over this way. His Sorcerer here, I think, stood still or moved. Maybe he just maybe moved an inch. He's got the sign standing there. This Lord jumped up onto the objective over here. These guys moved out of 6 inches so that they're still within flamer range, but not within explodey range, which is pretty brilliant.
Leave me alone.
And these the Havoc stood still over there, and that is it for the movement phase for the Alpha Legion.
I have no idea what to do with my
Yeah, he has no idea what to do with the Havoc. The Havoc is just sitting there in abject terror as these Terminators keep trudging towards him. Doot, 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 doot. So that is movement phase for the Alpha Legion here on turn 3. We'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so starting out the Psychic phase, he is going to cast Smite onto my Warlord over there. So it's going to be +2 to the result because he's familiar and there. So that becomes a 7. That's a D3 mortal wounds. Ooh, 3 mortal wounds. And now he's going to cast Death Hex onto my Terminators. He's looking for
7.
Looking for a 7. Ooh, Perils. So D3 mortal wounds to himself. 3 mortal wounds. And now he is going to cast Smite onto him. So looking for a 6. Ooh, and he gets it with a... Oh, becomes a 10, though, because it's -1. It's the second time, so D3, doing 1 wound. And now he's going to cast Prescience onto his Lord here. And that goes off with a 7. And now his aspiring sorcerer is going to cast Weaver of Fates onto his Lord there. Need a 6. Ooh, does not get it. All right, that's it for the second phase. Into the shooting phase. These flamers are going to fire into my flyer. So it's going to be auto hits here. 4 auto hits. 4 D6 auto hits. So we've got 10, 13 hits. All right, so looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wounds. That is brutal. So we've got 8 wounds over here. Looking for AP -2. So 8 5-ups. I need to make all of these, or he's dead. He is dead. And he strategically placed himself outside of 6 inches, so it doesn't matter if he blows up. Does he blow up anyway? No, he does super blows up. On 2d6, he super blows up. No, he just did. Everybody's dead. Nobody wins. All right, so now his Lord over there, or no, his Sorcerer over there, sorry, is going to fire his Plasma Gun into the Deathwing Knights over here.
Yes.
Hitting on a 3. 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. No wound. Same thing from this Sorcerer over here.
Hitting on a 3.
No wound. Good thing you didn't supercharge it.
Yes.
All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. No one's going to charge into the fight phase. This Chaos Lord's going to put 3 attacks into my Terminators, and he's going to put 1 attack into my Interrogator Chaplain. So we're going to go with the 3 attacks into the Terminators, hitting on 2s because of Prescience. So that's 3 hits.
3 death to the
and
false embers.
3 death to the false embers because it's +1 because of Prescience. So that is all hits. So that's 6 hits into the Terminators. It's not looking good for them.
Come on.
Wounding on 2s. So that is going to be 4 wounds. Did they get Death Hex off?
No.
No, they didn't get Death Hex off. So we've got 4 3-ups.
I needed that.
And I failed one of them. So that's going to be D3. Doing 2. So that's going to be a dead Terminator. So now the 1 into here. So it's +1 because of Prescience, -1 because of Shroud of the Unforgiven. So here we go. That's a hit.
1, 2.
But that's a wound. That was a hit, but it wasn't Death to the False Emperor because of the -1 that he also gave him. So that is 1 wound. 4-up invul save from the Rosarius. Did he pray to the Emperor? And he does with a 5. Woo! And here we go. Now my guys are going to attack back. So we've got the Terminators are going to attack in there, hitting on 4s. Rerolling, not 3s, rerolling that 1 though, because of the Interrogator Chaplain, not hitting on the 2. So here we go, wounded on 2. That's a wound.
5 up.
5 up, no, and 4 up, but he's still dead. All right, so my opponent secured objective 5 with his lord there, and then he's going to get rid of domination, and that is going to be it for the turn here. So we will come back to you after the cards drawn for the Dark Angels on turn 4. All right, so I still had defend objective 4. I got priority orders received, which means that my warlord has to do it, and I drew secure objective 5. And then I got Witch Hunter. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 4. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels. My Knights moved up over this way. My Terminators moved up over this way. My Warlord moved up over this way. Intercessor stood still. Scouts stood still. Terminators moved up around this way. Belial also moved over this way. And that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. My Interrogator Chaplain is going to fire into his sorcerer over here. So I've got 4 shots hitting on 3s. Alrighty, 3 hits, wounding on 4s, getting 1 wound, 1 2-up save. Oh, it wanted to come. I saw the 1 coming. Belial's going to fire into the Havoc over there, hitting on 2s. Re-rolling because of himself. Okay, back into a 1, as it is usually. Wounding on 4s. Oh, getting nothing. One guy's going to fire into him over there. Hitting on a 4, because of Alpha Legion. Re-rolling once because they didn't move. That's a hit. That is not a wound. All right, now my Terminators are going to fire into his dude bro there. So we've got rapid firing all of the Storm Bolters, and the yellows are going to be from the crack missiles. These are going to be hitting on 3s and 4s because they're within 12. Rerolling 1s and 2s. Whoa. All right. So that is a lot of hits. We'll come back to you after I pick these up. All right, these are going to be wounding on 2s and 4s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, we've got 3 4-ups from the missiles. Oh, and he failed 1, so he is dead. Intercessors here are going to fire into his lord back over there, hitting on 3s. Oh no, hitting on 4s because of Alpha Legion shenanigans. Wounding on 4s, getting 1 wound. AP -1, +1, 3-up. Good. That is good. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my Interrogator Chaplain is going to charge into his lord over here.
6s.
Looking for 6. No, but re-rolling 1 because of himself. No hit there. His charge distance. Come on, you can do this. Getting it in with an 11. And now these guys are going to charge into his lord over here. I'm going, not lord, whatever his face is. Sorcerer. We all know what he's doing. Plasma here. Not supercharging. So hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit. Getting 1 wound. 3-up. He's good. And then their charge distance. Needs 7 inches. No, not making it. And now these guys, the Knights are going to charge into his sorcerer over here. Need 11-inch charge. Here comes his Overwatch. Oh, getting 1 hit.
Not supercharging.
Not supercharged, yeah. I figured as much. 1 wound. 3-up, he's good. Okay, here we go. An 11-inch charge. The Interrogator Chaplain did it, can't they? Oh, no. Almost. I felt it coming. But no. Okay, we'll come back to you with the fight phase. All right, so that's it for the charge phase. On to the fight phase. My Interrogator Chaplain is going to attack into his lord there. I've got 3 attacks hitting on 2s. All hits. Strength +1 means wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds. I'm going to... Oh, he's got 1 wound left. I'm going to spend my 1 reroll that I can get from the Warlord trait on this one because I really want him dead. Here we go. All right, so that's 3 wounds at AP -1. So we got 3 4-ups.
4-up either way.
Oh, he makes 1, so that's 2 wounds onto him. Fails 1, I should say. Yeah. 2 wounds onto him. And now his lord's attacking back. He's got 5 attacks with the chainsword, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of himself. All right, so that is going to be 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. Getting 1 wound. 2-up armor save. If I fail this, I'm not going to be happy that I reused my reroll. Oh! Ooh! 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 All right, so I did started on defend objective 4, but didn't get anything else. So I'm going to get rid of priority orders received. I just don't think I'm going to be able to survive this next turn, to be honest. So we will come back to you with the card. Or no, you've still got all of your cards, right? Or
I drew 2. So.
Yeah. So you just drew 2. So we'll come back to you with the cards you drew. All right. So my opponent drew defend objective 5, area denial, and secure objective 3. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Alpha Legion here on turn 4. All right, movement phase for Alpha Legion here on turn 4. His Rubric Marines are kind of conga line down over this way. All of his sorcerers pulled back over this way, and his lord here fell out of combat with my interrogator chaplain, and that is it. So that's all he's got left. So we will come back to you with the psychic phase. He's going to start off with his warlord smiting into my terminators over here. So looking for 5, looking for a 3 really, because he's got +2 to this roll.
9, so
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So D3 mortal wounds, doing 3 mortal wounds. And now they're going to Death Hex into my Deathwing Knights. Looking for
7 or 6.
7 or 6. We'll find out. You got it with 7, right? I think.
I don't mean.
Yeah, it needed 8, so his Warlord casted it, which gives him +1 because of his Warlord trait, so they are Death Hexed. All right, Aspiring Champion is going to smite into my Warlord over there, -1 to this. Getting it with 6, so that's going to be the 1 wound he needed to kill him, so he's dead. He only got the 1, so he is dead, and that is Slay the Warlord. And now he is going to smite into my Terminator at -2. Ooh, no, he does D3 damage to himself. Doing 3 damage. And that is it for the psychic phase. So into the shooting phase, his lord here is going to fire into my Terminator with his plasma, hitting on 3s.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s. That is all hits. That is no wounds. All right, this sorcerer here is going to do the same thing into that Terminator. He's within 12, so 2 shots, hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds. 2 3-up invul saves. And that one's cocked. Oh, come on. Oh, and he's good. Woo! All right, so that is it for the Alpha Legion turn here on turn 4. He got secure objective 3, started on defend objective 5, and got area denial, but only the 6 inches. So that is going to be it for them. We'll come back to you. Oh, and I got defend objective 4 over there because I held that for my turn and his turn. So we will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Dark Angels here on turn 5. All right, so I drew Seize and Interrogate. I still have Witch Hunter, and I got Defend Objective 6. Seize and Interrogate is score a victory point if an enemy character was slain by a Dark Angels unit in the fight phase of this turn. If your opponent's Warlord was slain by a Dark Angels unit during the fight phase of this turn, score D3 victory points instead. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 5. All right, so on to after movement phase here for the Dark Angels, intercessors stood still, scouts stood still, Terminators and Belial moved across this way, Knights and Terminator moved up that way, and that is it. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. My intercessors here are going to fire into his lord over there, hitting on 4s because he's Alpha Legion. All right, re-rolling 1s, not getting any. 2 hits, wounding on 4s, getting 1 wound, AP -1. 3 up. Ooh, takes a wound. Belial's now going to shoot into him, hitting on 2s. That's 4 hits, wounding on 4s, getting 3 wounds, 2 ups, and he fails 2 of them, so he is dead. All right, so now my Terminators are going to fire into his Rubric Marines over here. So we've got the yellows are the crack missiles, hitting on 2s and 3s. Rerolling, that one's cocked. All right, rerolling 1s, hitting on 3s and 4s, I should say. So rerolling 1s and 2s. All right, so these are now going to be wounding on 2s and 4s. All right, so we've got, wow, not great on those ones. Okay, so we've got 3 that are at AP -3, and then 3 that are at AP nothing. So we got 3 at 2 ups.
3 5-up invul saves.
3 up 5 invul saves, making 2 of them. So 1 is going to be dead. And then 2 2 ups. 3 2 ups, yes. And those are all good. All right, into the assault phase now. My Terminator here is going to charge into his Lord. So, overwatching here, hitting on sixes.
Rerolling ones.
Rerolling ones. No hits there. His charge distance is totally in. And now my Knights are going to charge into him, looking for a 7-inch charge. And they get it. All right, so that's it for the charge phase. He heroically intervened with this into my Knights over here. So we're going to start with my... He's right up there where that die is. So we're going to have the Hammernator is going to go first into his Lord. So 2 attacks hitting on 4s. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. That's 2 wounds.
2 5-ups.
2 5-ups. No, he fails it, and he is dead. And that is Slay the Warlord.
Hitting on
all right,
3s.
now these are going to have 3 attacks into my Knights over here. Hitting on 3s, because he's got the power sword, right?
4 sword.
4 sword.
So
that's going to be 3 hits.
1 death to the false
One to the false emperor. So it's 4 hits on 3 attacks.
Yay.
Here we go. Wounding on 4s. Getting all wounds. Oh no.
-3.
AP -3, and I've got no invul saves there. So it's going to be 4 5-ups. And I make none of them. So that is going to be the first one, D3, 1, and then the second one's going to kill the second one guy. And then we've got another one, 3, that's a dead guy, and 1 more. 1, so 1 guy is left with 1 wound. All right, so I got, that is it for the end of the turn here for the Dark Angels. I got Seize and Interrogate, because I killed his Warlord with the Dark Angels unit, so I get D3 victory points, 1 victory point. I also got Witch Hunter because he was a witch, and I'm going to get rid of Defend Objective 6. So that is going to be it for the Dark Angels turn here on turn 5. We will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Alpha Legion, which is just as many units of Alpha Legion as Thousand Suns at this point. So we'll draw their cards, and we'll come back to you with that. All right, so he drew Defend Objective 2 and Defend Objective 1. Not great draws. So we'll come back to you after movement phase. All right, so movement phase. His Sorcerer fell out of combat back over here. And then the other Rubrique here advanced up 2 inches up this way. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. Starting off, his Sorcerer, his Aspiring Sorcerer is going to smite into my Terminator. And getting it, he did. And then his Sorcerer here is going to smite into my poor Knight over there. And, ooh, does not smite him. But he doesn't explode, so that's always a good thing. And now he's going to cast Prescience onto himself over here. And that goes off.
That's those guys.
All right, so that is it for the Psychic phase. Into the shooting phase, you're going to use their Assault Flamers into them. So, Assault D6 each. So that's going to be 12 hits. Pretty good. All right, and these are going to be wounding on 4s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, we got 7 wounds at AP -2, so looking for 4-ups. Failing 5 of them, so that's 3 guys dead. Brutal. All right, so now his Sorcerer here is going to fire into him because he's got Fly. He can do that.
2 plus.
2 plus.
Not going to supercharge.
Not going to supercharge. Getting 2 hits.
And a 3.
Wound on 3s. That is 1 wound. Looking for a 3-up invul save. Oh, and he is dead. And that is the end of the turn here for them. They did not get any of their objectives because defending was going to be nigh impossible. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the end of the game with a Dark Angel victory. Yeah, that first initial attack by the Dark Angels really hit real hard. But he came back with his second strike with all those guys coming in from deep strike and just it made my life difficult. These Terminators had to trudge their way across the entire time, couldn't do anything just because of how I deployed and how he counter inserted everybody over here and really made it. Yeah, so we had a couple times where it was a little brutal, but it was a fun game. I had a blast. Dice going crazy on both sides. People forgetting rules that they should have remembered, and but all in all, it was a good game. It was a little bit brutal, but at the end it was a good game as always. So my opponent actually came all the way from Columbia, Georgia, Columbus, Georgia, which is a 4-hour drive away. So I'm super, super honored that he would make that drive just to come play on the channel, and I really appreciate that he came. So
We gotta have another match.
yes, we will definitely have another match when his corn demons are ready. So we'll have him back here. That would be awesome. So yes, so I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I've been Phil the Glacial Geek as always. My opponent's been Jeff, and until next time, have fun.